Okie dokie. I think probably the best thing for me to do over here is to get a horse. Are there any horses available? That looks like a horse. Yay! I don't think they're meant to be invisible. Why is that? Oh, does it not love me? What? Okay. Welcome to New Zealand. This is a server that I've been playing with friends for a while. We've had quite a hiatus, but recently we've been able to resurrect the game. So naturally, what we're doing now is going for a bit of a run along the tracks. There's a few little projects that I want to get started with, but before I do that, I'd love to take you for a little bit of a run around my base. So this was meant to be originally a post office. Just going to open this up here. This is what you'll find on my section of the server is we've got lots and lots of storage, and it's not terribly well organized. Although that one appears to have enough iron in for the project that I wanted to start, so that's brilliant. This was originally meant to be my little shopping boulevard, and we'll get back to that shortly when I think when more people are playing. But you can get some rudimentary tools and armor here. It's heading nighttime, and I'm actually quite scared of the dark. So I think what I'm going to do is just to pop into my little pub, admire my sheep, admire my "it's never too late" sign. And this is a section that definitely needs to be a bit updated now that we've got the cushions and bits and pieces as part of the game. So what I'm going to do is firstly head downstairs behind the bar. We don't appear to have any wool, but we do have a lot of quite useful bits and pieces. A lot of redstone, actually. That'd be handy. There's my little bed that I can go to sleep in. Now, very early in the game, I did have a whole bunch of aims, things to do, including a coloured sheep farm, big pots for botanical gardens, because who needs trees if they're not in big pots? Diamond armour. Yeah. The pub needs an extension. We've decided we need more pub to our pub. A coral path to cover crevice back to mine. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I'm sure we'll get to it eventually. Timber shop. We've kind of halfway got there. Post office. We've kind of halfway got there. Mob farm aquarium. Okay, so we'll get to that in a little bit. The mob farm aquarium, I think, was a really cool idea, but we've got a slight problem that actually a couple of slight problems that may be impacting that. There's another one that I want to create, which is the villager high rise. Yep, I think that's definitely needed. I think the mob farm aquarium we're going to update to destroy because it's not good anymore. The post office, that can be on a maybe list. Timber shop maybe list definitely. Yeah, and I think. Oh, actually, let's go and update the post office to something we actually kind of do need. An iron farm. Yeah, there's been a few updates which we definitely need to fix. Like, look at my little pub. Like, can you imagine a public house? Fireplace is nice, but this is the way you go to your accommodation. You have to share it with everyone. So I reckon we either go two ways. Either we make some nice boutique accommodation, or we could actually make it full hostel. And yeah, I'm quite good at just falling on the ground. The other thing is with our recent update, we had sort of the server go from another person's ownership to my own, and unfortunately, that has meant that some of us didn't save all our goodies in a box somewhere, and I've lost my elytra. So I'm kind of hoping one of the people who play will be on eventually to get me a new elytra. Otherwise, I will need to. Oh dear, that's a problem. Yeah, otherwise I will need to actually walk all the way to the end. Now, what we have here is my interpretation of a South London chicken shop. Look, we've got some shared seating for the pub and the chicken shop. So this is one of the sort of quasi-projects. We've got lots of half projects going on here. What is meant to happen here is some sort of chicken farm where we get nice little roast chickens and bits and pieces. But as you can probably tell, we've got a bit of a problem. Just going to try and leave here without letting out too many chickens. Okay, great. They're all in there. So I think we'll come up this way first. Bit of jumpy, 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 jumpy. And then we're going to look back at the magnificent tree. Eventually, this tree with a B will hopefully be a big amalgamation of all the different trees. And up there, we won't see it right yet because of the whole elytra situation. But there is actually bee farms up there, which could do with a little bit of automation. We also appear to have a forbidden partial tree floating thingy. Ooh. All right, let's just go and destroy it, which is the correct thing to do. Eventually, we can go and do the thing. We are nice and neat. We definitely don't have any wrong tools being used or massive storage problems on this server, especially in my section of this server. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, great. We've got this is been put together a little while ago, and this tree was like actually fairly early on in the whole pale oak situation. We did used to have some armadillos in here, but they appear to have gone missing. In here we've got a whole bunch of these lovely little stonesmiths, so I can get some building materials quite easily. Let's just have a look to see what's in here. It's always a surprise. Oh, we've got lots of wool. I wonder if we can do the thing. Not yet. No, that it might be still as a snapshot. All right, and we've got yeah, some lovely little red pieces of ceramics and bits and pieces. And you might be thinking to yourself, what is this fountain thing doing here? And also equally, what is this fountain thing doing here? So I think we've got a really good view of the base from up here. If I head up. Theoretically, I access this space by elytra, but apparently I have an option to get up here by bamboo as well. But instead, I'm going to try and drown myself, apparently. Okay, cool. I've managed to get up. Let's just do this in a slightly more safe way. So this is the cloud element of my base. This is not touched by the muddy and muggy hands of villagers. Up here we've got, up here eventually, we've got a lovely area where we can go and make clay and terracotta. There's a little bit of a nice little farm up here. There's my, I'm going to go for a nibble. All right, let's go and jump down here and hurt ourselves. In here we've got a little cat sanctuary. Maybe these will go somewhere else at some point. But this is a little stove for making terracotta. Let's call it a kiln. Yeah, I've got a few bits and pieces in here, but as you can tell, there's a little bit of a theme going on here. Oh, there's a spyglass. Very nice. Let's use the spyglass. There's a nice little pond up here. A little cherry tree, because cherry trees are lovely. Let's go and have a look down at the base. So we've got The big tree and the big bee, which I can't actually get up to at the moment because I can't fly. We've got the chicken shop. We've got the station, the stables. Maybe we'll get to there later. We've got the makings of an art gallery. It's half built. There's a lot of half built things. This is where magic happens. That was the original villager training hall. We've got some villager breeding over here. We've got a lovely path. Look at the little villagers. Got a beautiful area for making lava, little lava farm over there. We'll look at that closer in a bit. And there are some beds down there for the villagers because I'm nice. I give them beds, but it looks like you can't see them from all the way up here. And there is a big sort of ex-churchy art gallery type thing. We like art galleries around here. Here's my Skype, and we'll just go for a little bit of a walk on our little thing. A bit of a ride down. Oh, just a second. Oh, excellent. I didn't end things. Okay, cool. So this is my art gallery. It's got lots of very nice art. Hopefully we'll get some more. We've even got some modern pieces up there. We've got some lovely little gallery benches for our very well-studied academics to study at. I'm actually hoping to get some of the more free villagers who don't wish to take jobs. They can also end up in the I guess this is the town gallery. The other one will be the modern art gallery. So maybe we'll move the art piece over there at some stage. But this lovely building has saved my life many a evening. Over here, oh, it looks like we are coming into evening. Oh, excellent. Then we can get a lovely shot of my Ferris wheel. So romantic. This is the Ferris wheel. As you can see, it works. Let's go and look at it in its full beauty. It looks like it's currently being occupied. I'll leave them to it. So to keep ourselves safe for the night, I'm just going to go into the secret base underneath the Ferris wheel. So this is the club. Oh, someone's been sleeping here. That's a weird place to put a bed. I'll get that removed at some point. That was behind a picture because all clubs should be, but now it's got doors. So maybe I'll get a bouncer or two down here. We've got the actual club, and it is a club in worship of Ratman. If your name is Ratman, I salute you. Oh, this is new. Oh, it looks like a gift. Okay, very nice. Thank you, whoever did that. All right, up to the club again. Now this is the only way out of the club at the moment, and yeah, sometimes there is a boat here. Sometimes there isn't. Theoretically, if I could fly, I'd just go and do that. This is the canal. It's been so lovingly built by one of my co-players. Now let's go in here. This is a little. I think eventually I'd like to see this as some sort of fishing wharf, but at the moment it's just the pumpkin and melon farm. Now we're coming up to the botanical gardens, so we've got lovely little cherry grove here. We've got some mainly carrots. I might start looking at introducing other species like beetroot and wheat and things down there, but it will have to be protected from these little guys because they've got a habit of making everything carrots. Here's a lovely selection of animals. So we have cows, a variety of chickens and a little bit of mixture of the pigs. Here we have big spruces. They're mainly for treat for chopping, sprucing for chopping. And we'll go around here. We've got little beautiful light wood area. Occasionally I do use these for a little bit of variety. I think we've got some wolves around here, so that's interesting. And we've got sort of our regular oak here. And over here we've got sort of just a little bit of bits and pieces of other types of woods. So we've got some beautiful cocos, got some lovely oak, dark oak, lots of bamboo with a pig stuck in the middle of it. Eventually I'd like to see this sort of more botanically, but it is what it is at the moment. We've got some beautiful mushrooms. I think we might need some brown mushrooms at some point. We've got some exotics over here. Ooh, shiny and at night time. And going through here, we've got some mangroves, and of course that's everyone's favorite. All right, well that's enough food. I would love to take you up here. However, as I don't have an elytra, it's not going to happen. This is a water slide that goes all the way from bedrock, because this is bedrock, of course. Oh, someone's put some water in there. All the way up to the sky. One day, if everyone likes and subscribes, I might go all the way from the top to the bottom. I'm sure it'll take about 10 minutes or so. In here we've got another little room. I think this is my smelting room. Let's have a look in here. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, so storage is cool. So maybe one of those things that I put on my list is some sort of, actual storage. Could be an idea. Okay, over here we have the timber shed, which is why I hopefully took timber off the thing. We've got a lovely selection of all the different types of timbers. Almost all of them. There's actually some new ones that I'm going to put in there. The pale oak's not there. We've got some spare choppy chops and also lots of random stuff. About right. Okay, cool. Let's close that up. We don't like the beasties getting in. Now, originally when I built this game, we had a bunch of iron golems wandering through, and I used to give them an opportunity to go for a bit of a ride. Unfortunately, because we've got some issues with the sheer number of mobs on here, they just don't anymore. So part of my thing will be to actually make a golem farm a little bit further away. Under there, we've got to the mines. And we'll just go for a walk up here. Now this is my big aquarium. Now the cool thing about it is it actually has a mob farm in it, but because there's so much stuff going on, the aquarium doesn't really work as well anymore. However, we'll go for a little bit of a swim in there. I don't think it's worth keeping it, but it does have some nice features. So that. Got a nice little shippy thing. Got some coral. And I'm going to just go back there and try not to drown. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Sometimes the engineering around this place is a little bit special. Oh, there are some mobs in there. That's very nice. All right. Let's go back into the main part of the base. So this is my little kind of forest walkthrough. There's Lots of vines, apparently. This is one of the piece de resistances in the base. This is my lovely flaming garbage. If I want to get rid of anything, okay, not like that. I can just, theoretically, say I don't like carrots anymore. Look, it's gone forever. Wow. And of course, it's got a rotten fish and a piece of coal in there because that's what's needed. We're going to go through it this way into the farm. So this is my little villager breeder. Generally, we prefer our villagers to be free range in here. These villagers do have a relative amount of freedom, but actually, there are some really important people in here, like Mending Mike. So at some stage, I feel like I should give them a nice high rise on the property. But at the moment, they have a nice variety of beds to sleep in. They've all got jobs, so they love it. They can jump along the beds. I found when I had job blocks and villages up here, they always got lost and very unhappy. This is my storage. Okay, let's go through here. Look, there's a nice little view of the original kind of part of the base, which is lovely. Yeah, so this is my storage. As you can tell, it's very well organized. We're just going to go down this way. Oh, yes, of course, there is a clock to remind everyone that it's almost bedtime. Where is Mending Mike? Where is he gone? Are you Mending Mike? No. Are you? Where's Mending Mike? Is he up there? Oh, it's raining. Nice. Can I sleep? No, it's just a regular rain. Cool. Alright. It's a nice little cat to keep the creepers away. So now we're down here. We've got a nice little farm for that stuff that's called lava. Yeah, lava. This will eventually be sort of a modern art gallery. At the moment, it's just an art installation. Ooh, we actually need to go back into the main villager hall. These are the protected villagers. They love it. Then we've got the tower over here. There's a little bit of an auto setup there. As you can see over here, we've actually got some schmancier stuff going on with harvesting. So you've got a little farm over here, and then up here we've got that. The inability to climb a ladder. Wow. Alright. This is where we make magic, and this is my really cool little tower thing. Lots of stained glass and beauty. Alright, let's just go down here safely. Heading down here. Might go for a bit of a nap and then, yeah, let's go for a nap. And then we'll go down to the other part of the base, but just before we do, let's go this way. Hi, close the door. Okay, cool. Phew. Alright, this is another villager breeder. I think I've got too many villager breeders. Slight problem with villagers. We'll deal with that later. Bit of jumpy jumps. We like that. So if any of you are from Sydney and you're familiar with the Inner West, I hope you appreciate my big sign. This is a bit of a reminder to everyone. Sometimes when you're, worrying about everything is all the same, then that sign's a good one to go past in the morning. So I kind of want to make a sheep farm, and I think that's going to be my first project. Um, we've got a few too many sheep. Someone's going to build a lovely building on the other side of this little section. The other thing too is, sorry, munch, 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 munch. Once this is done, I also want to update the colours in here to replicate a famous Australian landmark, which is the Great Merino of Goulburn. So it's been lovely taking you for a little visit of the basin. If you want to see more, then absolutely do share this, like and subscribe, and whatever else you need to do. And I'll see you later. Bye. Bye.